Hello everyone, and welcome back to Package Design. Today we got some more gameplay explained, or battle breakdown. This time, starting off with some more 5v5 practice.
Oh, sorry.
So, here you can see me rushing all the way to the left. I found that this was a pretty good piece of cover for keeping the enemies at least more on their toes. Because of the other pieces of cover between me and their spawn point, it would be a bit hard for me to keep them off the field, but it was certainly helpful to keep them back there as opposed to giving them the rest of the field to play with. For these games, I was using Raptor, mostly just because that's what I'm most comfortable with for tournaments, having faster response time. It is less accurate than basically any Springer, because flywheelers, although I am planning on working on that soon, but again, I find the response time is generally more valuable for how I play. For instance, in that run-up, had one of their players been going to the same piece of cover, I would have had a lot more trouble getting there if I needed to stop from Final Blaster, as opposed to being able to just, more or less, get fire. And yes, that was a very quick to use 2 mags in a tournament. For our local tournaments, we have an ammo cap of 500 darts per team, which is significantly more than Foam Pro Tour and King of the Hill for Ragnarok Oktoberfest. So yeah, here you can see me having a number of issues. I've been able to solve these since then, since it was just some screw positions in the solenoid needed to be moved. But there's still a bit of a bother at the start. You can see one of their players did a run up there for middle. I don't believe I was able to tag him. It's definitely a situation where a Springer can be beneficial, but also being able to put down a cloud of darts works just as well, when you have the darts to make a cloud of. At this point, my team has control of the middle and our spawn point, so the other team will need to get at least a control point in order to be able to win the game. In the actual, with the actual scoring methods for the tournament, this would mean that our team would be gaining points from 2 positions as opposed to 1, because in that game mode you get points about every second for the time you hold each control point. Now, here you can see one of the enemy players is taking a slow walk up to try and spawn in over here. This is a good way to keep my attention focused, but also if I look the other way, I can very quickly get tagged, losing this position for my team, and this is one of the more powerful field positions. Also, while he wasn't on the field, he did lower his blaster, so it's hard to say how a ref would rule on that one. And now here we have a nice game of peekaboo, which flywheelers are again very nice for. Being able to fire once, and dial it back in each time. And also, having gone through so many mags, I need to move some darts over in order to be able to keep going. Although it was definitely time to start holding back a bit more, potentially just using the sound of my blaster to try and keep the other team from spawning in or pushing up. And if you're counting or keeping track at home, you'll notice that I haven't actually been tagged out yet, which is very rare for a tournament, but also very helpful. I highly doubt that this will happen in the actual tournament, but if it did, that'd certainly make things easier. Now, I'm more or less waiting either for someone to spawn in that I could go for, or for somebody to do a run-up that I might be able to act on. So, being sure to check both sides so I know what's going on. Here we can see Gray yet again, coming over here to distract, and kind of get those last few darts out. So, almost worked for him. If he had been able to nail that shot, I definitely would have gotten tagged out, but faster, well, not necessarily faster response time there, but the ability to put dart after another certainly helped a lot. Yeah, I'm trying to play a game of peekaboo. I believe at one point while I was watching Gray, they'd take the middle, so yeah. And then we have Game End, And now, on to some more normal gameplay. I believe this game was just Team Deathmatch, although it may have been control points. We did play both. You can also see the very nice arc that my darts are getting horizontally from all of the wind. It did actually end up breaking one of the pieces of cover, but we were able to fix that before the next game day, so it wasn't too much of a hassle.
Oh.
And we're already through the first mag. Yeah. For this game day, I tried to swap back and forth between using Raptor and my Seagull, just so that I'd be able to use fewer mags for one of the games, and I could use more mags for the other one. As we were playing with about a minute, maybe 2 between games, so being able to ammo sweep enough and then reload 4 to 6 mags seemed unlikely. I found that this upper lane on the field was very powerful. I don't believe a lot of it was the elevation. I think it was mostly being able to keep the other players, or the other team rather, on the other side of the field.
Using a mag in the first minute was a lot.
There you can see the other side of Flywheelers. That one was just doing mag dumps, which more or less worked. It definitely got tags, although it definitely used a lot more darts. And now, again, we're waiting for the other team to act in some way that we neither responds to, or, well, basically just responds to. I was going to say act on, but it's really the same thing. If they do a push-up and we're able to tag them, then we probably do a counter push and get a few more tags.
That thing has like no accuracy.
But for now, it's more or less running out the clock, trying not to get hit too much.
Oh.
Again, I try to go for the long range shots when I think I can make them. I've been able to make them in the past with Raptor, although obviously not as much as I would with, say, Seagull or something like that. It's also good practice, because we're in these games, it just may make a difference in a few tags, and in a tournament it can make a difference between winning and losing. It's also a pretty nasty surprise to turn around and see, but Flywheelers for the win. Had they been able to get me, they likely would have been able to wipe out my entire team with a combination of one with a Flywheeler and one with a Springer. And yet again, moving darts between mags, trying to use fewer mags in this case, as opposed to just not run dry. Yeah, and now that I've gotten wise to them doing that kind of rush, I try to peek back to that side a bit more often.
Dave, I'm back, man.
Also, I would be using it in later games, which you can see in other videos. And if you're counting, again, still haven't gotten tagged out yet. Now, here I'm trying to aim the darts just enough so that they can arc in, which did end up working, although it did use more darts than I perhaps would have liked.
If I can get it out.
Now, I know that heavier darts can do a lot better in windy conditions. They do decrease your FPS, but can definitely be worth it for range and accuracy, from what I've heard. I'm planning on doing some tests with those in Raptor. I even have a bunch from Dragon Oktoberfest. So, I hope to be doing that in a series of videos on my own designs, because there is more than the 3 of them that you've seen across my videos.
So many issues with this.
And also, if you're interested in getting one of my designs, be sure to use the link below to go to my website and sign up for the mailing list. I hope to be sending out pre-order information very, very soon. And it may even be out before this video is released, but I plan on sending out more email, or sending the email to people who sign up in the near future after it's released.
I'm going to have no darts for the next round.
But now, we're more or less running out the clock, trying not to use too many darts, and trying to keep the other team back. because any range or any additional range significantly reduces the chance of them hitting us, but also of us hitting them.
Brooks pushing on left!
And that's all. Thank you so much for watching. You know what to do if you liked the video, and I'll see you next time.